club, I would say. And I'll tell you throughout the session why. So you're joining a network of citizen science pilots that have been selected from a hugely competitive open call with hundreds of applications from all over Europe and beyond. You will receive not just the 20,000 euros that will allow you to pursue your goals, but also a whole range of support, resources, and visibility at the highest levels in Europe that will hopefully help you grow and succeed. So welcome. This slide seems to be broken no matter what I do every time I open this PowerPoint. But basically what it was supposed to say is to give you a summary of what we stand for in Action. So Action, as an acronym, surprisingly stands for Participatory Science Toolkit Against Pollution. When we set up the program, we wanted to see how we could draw in on expertise from various areas that are relevant to set up citizen science projects, from participatory approaches to equality, diversity, and inclusion, to science in the relevant disciplines, to policy making, data science, and so on and so forth, to make citizen science initiatives like yours more open, more participatory, more inclusive. We're not the first to or the last to have these aims. One of the things that perhaps distinguishes us from other programs, support programs for citizen science in Europe, is this concept of an accelerator, and our commitment to support different types of citizen science projects, whether educational, conservation, action related ones, at all stages. So whether you're just starting on your journey or are perhaps more advanced, as it is the case with the 2021 cohort and that starts today, we have a team that has a huge amount of experience in working in all sorts of areas. So I would very much encourage you to try to familiarize yourselves with who we are and reach out to everyone in the team throughout the next 6 months and beyond, because this is the reason why we came together and set up the program. There's 4 pillars for the program. There's the toolkit, which is an umbrella term for a whole range of methodologies and tools and resources and guidance for different types of activities that citizen science projects undertake. There is the Accelerator, which is a structured, systematic format to help you succeed. There was the open call, which helped us build this ecosystem of citizen science pilots and select those that will make it through the Accelerator. And there's our work in impact and policy making, specifically the policy masterclasses, which are launched later this year, which are tailored events for local, national, and European policymakers, civil servants, to which you're warmly welcome to contribute. We plan to have events like these in different European countries, and if you, for example, would want to participate in one of them, because it is the country where you're based at the moment, or if you want to work with us to set up a new masterclass, just get in touch. So from this short summary, you perhaps have got a sense that we have a core mission that is around supporting you and projects like you, specifically with you joining the Accelerator. We will have no fewer than 15 different citizen science pilots that work on different forms of pollutions and on different pollution challenges at regional, national, and international levels in Europe. You can find more about who the other pilots are, both ones who have graduated in 2020 and the ones that are joining today, or some that have been with us from the very beginning. So our role is not just to support you specifically, but strengthen the citizen science community more broadly. And this is important for a range of reasons. We have the critical mass as action with the 15 pilots and the networks that we have. We have a critical mass to continue to promote citizen science as a valid and systematic and effective approach to do science, and to promote scientific approaches in all sorts of contexts. That journey is by no means over. There are many sciences, many areas that have embraced citizen science very widely. On the other hand, events like the global pandemic that we're all facing have quickly shown that there is a huge more work that we need to do in order to be able to support participatory science in challenging situations, or with increased use of digital tools and online approaches. So that awareness and ecosystem building and strengthening is something that we take very, very seriously. And part of that work is really around working not just with citizen science teams and with scientists and with the public, but also with businesses that are perhaps showing a growing interest in setting up their social responsibility programs, or businesses that rely in their work on engagement with the public, and of course policymakers. For example, funding bodies, because as I was saying earlier, the call we had was hugely competitive, which also is a very clear sign from action towards the European Commission for future programs that there is a huge demand in funding citizen science in various areas. So everything that we do with the toolkit, with the Accelerator, with the master classes and the open call addresses these different audiences, and we would be extremely happy if you would join us in this journey as you embark into the Accelerator to help us strengthen the message, the community, and convince policymakers and other stakeholders that there is value in citizen science, and that in a whole range of contexts, citizen science is perhaps the best way to proceed. Let me briefly tell you about the Accelerator. You probably know quite a bit about this since you've applied. It is ultimately a 6 months program. So we haven't started the accelerator yet, but once a contract is signed between you and us, we're going to start the program. It was so see the accelerator concept, the format, the training, the way we engage with you has been co-designed with a set of 5 pilots. So some of them are representatives of these pilots are on the call today, are acting as mentors. So we are extremely grateful for their contributions throughout the program. In February 2020, we have, seems like a lifetime ago, we met in Berlin to welcome our first cohort and to start the 2020 Accelerator with 6 new pilots. 4 of them stayed on in 2020. 2 are here with us today, or perhaps will be joining later, as they had some delays in their work because of the pandemic. That brings the number of citizen science pilots that will form the 2021 Accelerator to 6. So 4 pilots that have been selected from this hugely competitive call that has closed in the final quarter of 2020, plus 2 from last year. Kat is going to tell you more about what the Accelerator is, but ultimately, besides the training that we are doing with you during this week on a range of topics, there is mentoring, in this case online mentoring during the pilot, the 6 months and beyond. So you hopefully already met your mentor. They are meant as the first point of contact between you and the rest of the Action Network. So do reach out to them within the framework of the regular meetings that we have scheduled during the Accelerator, but also beyond, because they are there to help you, and they need to understand what you need to be able to try to help. In addition to this, we have, I think one of the great things about joining the Action family is the access to the fantastic set of expertise that we have on, I would dare to say, almost anything that citizen science teams find challenging. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this after the break. There's also peer learning and networking, which shouldn't be underestimated, even as we run the Accelerator in a digital first setting, as we will do in at least for the first half of 2021. You are addressing a very interesting range, a diverse range of pollution challenges, but nevertheless, across citizen science initiatives, especially as you are working in pollution and environmental area, there are many common themes. I hope you had a chance to have a look at the videos that the teams have provided as a starting point to understand what they do. And we will also, we hope to be able to organize throughout the Accelerator networking events where you can exchange ideas and experiences. This is just a brief overview of the pilots we have worked with. They address common concerns around light pollution, air pollution, chemical pollution, water, air, pesticides in different countries. On the website, we also have short descriptions of each of them, and we are updating that information with more details. So if you are interested in talking to someone from these pilots, because you recognize in what they do something that could be helpful to you, or something from what they are doing resonates with the sort of challenges you are facing, talk to your mentor, and we will put you in touch. Working with action makes a difference. Already after 6 months of acceleration, some of the pilots that you have seen on the previous slide are starting to make a difference. And as I will tell you over the break, one of the greatest advantages of being part of this program, besides the funding and resources, is that you will be part of a program where we will assess your impact. So this is work that can be highly specialized, that we do for free for you, which can help you in many ways, from explaining how you make a difference to having an independent party as a team of specialists in social innovation and impact assessment, certifying the value that you are creating in your local or global ecosystems. So just some examples of the sort of impact that our pilots have already achieved range from new ways to collect and analyze citizen data, to establishing interdisciplinary practices to address a particular pollution challenge, to new data sets that people have collected about air pollution, water pollution, and that they've shared more widely, to an increased use of open data and science practices, but also greater public awareness of pollution challenges and interest and understanding of science, which I hope you agree with me in times like this has never been more important, to then also spin-off projects and joint collaborations with the action team. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about these areas of impact and about how we work with the pilots in a short while. But now it's actually time to meet the team, the action team. And I believe you have had access to a set of slides